Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. This story is it's so jarring. It is so jarring between the retcons that they're doing, the switching up the whole script and everything. This episode, the speed that they are going in to wrap up this story with um, Luna is just absolutely insane. Like, first, Finn talks to Lee, tells us all of it. And at first, she's like, she's not believing it. Even, gets shocked by the whole kiss thing, but she's like, okay, I get that, and that is definitely off, but to sit there and be like, she's a killer and everything, like, but the more he talks, the more he convinces her that at the very least is possible. Also, just the simple fact is like, you know what? Listen, we can't take any chances. My wife's life is on the line. If I'm right, we gotta do something fast. So you kind of just rehashes the same convo, but just in a much more intense way. That's the thing about B&B. B&B, my Jester Ron always sits there and says it's rinse and repeat, and it's not entirely wrong. Like, they just switch up words a little bit or deliver in a different way, but it still means the same thing. Um, Now, while that's going on, RJ visits Bill, and it's like, have you seen my girlfriend? Like, I haven't talked to her, I haven't seen her. She's practically shut me out. I don't know where I stand with her. Like, what's going on with her? How could I sit there and help her? And, he uses words like, oh, well, she's confused. She's an emotional tailspin. He's using every word other than, your girl tried to kiss me, right? Like, let's just be honest. He's practically using every word. He's like, I'm there to help her and stuff like that. And, um, her mom's in jail. We don't know if she's going to get out or not. Like, it's just, there's a lot going on. And I'm just doing the best I can to sit there and try to help her. Meanwhile, he's like, I haven't seen her in like forever. There's a point where he talks to Finn. RJ talks to Finn. And Finn gets right to the point. This is where you know that they are building, like they are trying to finish this story as soon as possible. Because he pretty much skips the pleasantries. It's like, let me ask you a question. Night of Tom and Hollis' deaths. Where was Luna at? Was Luna with you? Was Luna with you the whole night? So they do this flashback. And at first he's like, yeah. And he's like, no. He remembers that she kept looking at her phone the entire time. And, it just gets to a point where he's like, yeah, um, this stuff can't be a coincidence. And so, he's also, I know I'm kind of fast tracking this a little bit, but he's also just like, I haven't seen her in a while. We barely seen each other and stuff like that. He pretty much kind of just reiterates the same thing that he does with Bill. And he flats out being like, yo, listen, I don't know how, but I think that Luna's responsible for this whole thing. I think that the deaths of those two men and Luna and also said that he found their phone and stuff like that, like her missing, and also said that she was supposed to check into this clinic that she never checked into. Now I'm gonna be kind of honest. I'm a little surprised that she decided to go to a clinic to sit there and check in. From what I understand, this clinic was supposed to be for like really, like you had to be at your wits end to go to this clinic. This isn't something where it's like, okay, I'm having issues with my boyfriend, I'm having issues with my husband and stuff like that, and I just need to get away and stuff like that. I don't want to sit there and downplay this, but in a sense, I remember this a while back that Mariah Carey, she went up checking into a mental facility because she needed a break. She needed a little small vacation. She needed a rest. And I was like, you don't check into a rehab to get some bit of downtime. You know, she's having issues with her husband. And granted, maybe they deal with counseling as far as, whatever. But like, I just felt like it was like when she went there, she didn't know what to do with herself. She didn't know how to process the whole thing. Like, she was that far gone mentally. This is something where it's like this chick that you don't like wound up kissing your husband, and you are putting him responsible, which I think is BS. But I don't think this is the type of place that you would go. I would sit there and think maybe she would just go to a beach house or whatever, just a couple of days to kind of just rest and relax, not going to intense therapy. Anyway, um, yeah, so he pretty much says, like, yo, listen, I think that she's responsible. Now, I'm missing something else as well. One second. Oh, yeah, Steffi, who, is looking a lot weaker. Looking weak. Looking real weak. Looking drained. Looking like she hasn't eaten or drank or anything like that in days. I'm just like, and Luna's like, you're like, you're looking weak. You might want to sit there. And she's like, oh, I don't trust you. You drugged me. I was like, you're already in a cage. You know her plans is to practically have the building just be demolished and you killed in the process. You really think that you eating something that may or may not be drugged is gonna do what exactly? Um, and this whole when Steffi's like, I get it. You had a rough childhood. Your mom moved from place to place. You didn't have a good childhood. You felt very you didn't have a stable environment and stuff like that. Like I get that, but like she was like, "Are you really gonna sit there and just leave your mom in prison like that? Like really?" Because like there's a point where she's like, "Well, this isn't you." To be fair, Stuffy, you don't know her. You don't know her. She was just an intern that was in there dating your brother. Like you don't know this chick. You can't sit there and say this isn't who you are. Like you're a good person. You're a sweet person. Um, and she brings up RJ and RJ loving her and everything like that. I'm like, did you not just hear what she said about RJ? RJ was a boy compared to Bill, and like part of me is like she started trying to do this very passionate emotional speech. I think what got to her was Hayes and Kelly, you know, because I think Hayes is at least her niece, you know, and you being upset with your mom and your dad messing up the good life or whatever. Okay, fine. Now you're gonna sit there and know that your niece is growing up without their mother because of you. And your niece didn't do anything to you. And I think that's what got her. That's what got to her. So part of me was like, wait, this is actually working? Like you actually feel something? Like you feel like kind of bad about what you're doing? Like you are taking this too far? But the problem is she's like, oh, you're just like my mom or whatever, you're using me, or you're like somebody. And she was like, you'll say anything to get out of this situation, which is entirely true. She wants to get out. But I'm also just like, even when she sat there and just kind of go back a little bit, she was like, you might as well eat something. I was like, why? Why? Why do you care if she eats something? Why do you care if she's looking weak and stuff like that? You plan on practically killing her by the demolishing. So like, why are you insisting that she eats? Like, both sides of this is just really stupid. Like, you shouldn't even be bothering to sit there and feed her at this point, because she's gonna die anyway. One other thing, Lee said that some of Luna's stuff is still at that apartment. Um, and it really would make a lot of sense if you're just living at Bill's place. Everything should have been moved there already. Like, he has people, he's rich. He could sit there and literally get a team of people to move all that stuff from that apartment there. Why do you keep going back there for? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, so even he was like, it was a little bit off. And I think what wound up happening towards the end was Luna wound up going to the office. I was just there waiting. She was like, "What are you doing?" I was, "Oh, I'm just waiting for you." So the story is good for B&B, like as far as B&B standards is concerned, but it's like they're fast tracking it after retconning a lot of stuff because they decided, oh, we're gonna make Luna the villain or whatever. Now, I always sit there, like I look at General Hospital and I look at the credits and stuff. Like they got Luna there, but they had the other Taylor there too, and then they let her go, and then eventually they took up the Taylor thing. I don't know what B&B is actually doing at this point. This is a very jarring story. Anyway, if I forget anything, which I felt like I did, write in the comment section or come to the live stream tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. 9 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, I think. Um, yeah, this has been a very jarring day, and I've been sitting there trying to do all four of them and a live stream, which on these days is gonna be a little kind of tough. But I'm gonna try though. I'm gonna try to always do four. If I can't do a live stream, I can at least do all four and put those out. But anyway, come to the live stream tonight, and hopefully this will be out by the time I start to do a live stream, and then this sentence will actually make sense. Anyway, see you in the next video.